Teddy, let's talk about Anthony Joshua versus the kissing bandit Kubrat Pulev. Big fight over in London. What do you think? What are you looking for?
Pulev is 39 years old, people. I'll say it again, he's 39. He had an extensive amateur career. You start to get old. He has not been what he's still with Top Rank, right?
I think so.
Yeah, Top Rank signed him. I just want to be positive. Rob could check that just to make sure I'm not on the air.
He's already on it.
Say
One
it.
sec.
Yeah, but he's not what the people who signed him thought he was going to be when they signed him, being with the amateur credentials. Because that's why you sign guys with their amateur credentials for the most part. What they want, you're hoping that projects into their, professional careers. And quite often it does. Sometimes it doesn't. And
Yeah, he's with Top Rank.
yeah, Top Rank, when they signed him, they thought he was going to be better than he's looked to be. He's had the one big fight, of course, that was some years ago with Klitschko for the title. Klitschko knocked him out. And he's obviously got that one loss. That's the only loss he has. He hasn't been impressive in a lot of fights. Now, having said that, he's a big guy. He can punch a little bit. He has all that amateur experience. This is his last. This is it. This is it. 39 years old. This is it. And so he's got all that. And here's the key. He's got the chance for the title against the guy who the last time he was in the ring, Joshua, made a magnificent comeback. I'm going to start with that. By getting the title back from John Ruiz.
Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Andy Ruiz. John Ruiz was the kid from Boston.
John Ruiz, the great Somerville heavyweight world champ.
Yep, of course you of course. So you have Joshua, who all the credit in the world coming from yours truly, reinvented himself physically and technically to take the title back from Andy Ruiz. He did. He fought completely, instead of a guy's digging into the ground and in front of you looking to punch and, control you. And like I said, hold the footing in the ground and, use that strength, always set to punch. He suddenly became a version of Muhammad Ali. Not that anyone's a version of Ali, but he started to move, he boxed, and his whole body had changed. I mean, he was slimmer, sleeker, whatever the reason is, but they changed something, changed their approach of training, whatever, weights, diet, and he wins the fight handily. But if you were a backer that night of Joshua, and if you were one of the people in his corner, your heart was here all night, right here, in your throat, because he looked fragile. Anyone who argues that, you're just being a fan. Be honest. Calm yourself down. Come on, come back to me. Come back to me, you lovely people from across the pond. I'm not knocking the guy. I'm pointing things out. I just gave him credit. But if you can't see how fragile he was mentally, like every time he got touched, you were worried. Whether it was like when you got yelled at for going near your mother's good china. Ken? I mean, right? I mean, don't go near that.
That's a very good point. He looked very gun shy when he was getting into exchanges with Ruiz in that fight. He looked good, but to your point perfectly, he definitely looked tentative.
He looked fragile. And I don't know if he's going to be less fragile 1 year later. No other fights. A year later because of the COVID, right? Like everybody, right? Everybody's fighting off inactivity. So that's even. But here he is. Not everybody was in the mental state he was. Here he is, a guy who was, just trying to find his way back, and he did a good job. But a guy fragile like that is he going to be more together a year later? Maybe. That gives Pulev a chance. Otherwise, what's the line? What's the line? You got the line?
Minus 870 on AJ, plus 620 on Pulev.
Yeah, there's a reason why it's a big line. Joshua's a big favorite. And it's over there. It's over in, across the pond, right?
Yep.
That's where in Wembley, I believe. So the one X factor is Pulev hasn't looked great, but he is a big guy. He did have all that amateur experience. He's 39. That's the downside of it. He's already been knocked out by Klitschko, but that was some years ago. You can say Joshua was knocked out too. Yeah, they're even in that way. Joshua got knocked out by Ruiz. But Pulev's a guy, he's right in front of you. You don't have to go looking for him. He's right there. I don't like the way you can walk in and hit him with left hooks, and sometimes with right hand. He stands too straight up sometimes. And he doesn't seem to react to punches quick enough sometimes where you can get shots in. So I think there's an opportunity for Joshua to get those shots in, to possibly knock him out. It's going to come down to Joshua's frame of mind again. It's the frame of mind to box. Is he still at that place where he's going to box the way he did, which I would venture that that's what he did. So he transformed himself into that guy. I would say that, is he going to stay that guy, or is he going to go back to a mix of the other guy? I don't know. But for this fight, but if he's that guy, for me the question is he going to be that guy who's going to box and keep Pulev off balance and pick spots? If he does that, I think he's going to win the fight. Probably a decision. Maybe he'll drop Pulev later in the fight. He'll start feeling confident. He'll sit down more, and maybe he'll go to him a little and get rid of him. I'll take him to win a decision or do something late if he's going to box. But if he's going to be right in front of him, set a little bit more, which he could do too. He could knock out Pulev that way. He can catch him. But Pulev, I have a chance to catch him. Because from the offensive side, Pulev, if he's allowed to get to that place where, he's undeterred, he can rip off some punches. So, and again, he'll be ripping him off against the Joshua who, the last time we saw him in the ring, looked like a guy that you just didn't know how he was going to handle when punches come at him. So that's the X factor. That's the reason why, if you wanted to throw a couple beans on the underdog, that's why you would do it. Because you're hoping that the guy's still not ready now. He's still fragile. And he could get caught something, and he can unravel right in front of you in the ring. The ghost could come right back to the belfry, the ghost of Ruiz. So, but at the end of the day, Joshua has been better through his career, looked better through his career when he's looked better. And I'm going to go with Joshua, as I said, to either win a decision or do some damage late.
So if you like what Teddy has to say, head over to MyBookie, mybookie.ag. Use the promo code ATLAS for 100% credit on your first deposit up to $1,000. Check it out.